And now, this is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and yours truly, the Fortune C.J. Price.
Well, this is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest, C.J. Price. And I forget there's a little moniker before that if there...
The Fortune.
The Fortune.
C.J. Price.
Oh, hey.
Get it right, Don.
Okay, The Fortune, C.J. Price. I appreciate your time, if I may.
No.
Hey, whoa, that's a first. That's a first on this one. We'll back off a little bit. We are at St. Stanislaus Club.
I think that's how you say it.
Chicopee. Yeah, St. Stanislaus Club in Chicopee. We are pre-event of NEWS. Is there a title for this event that's on tonight?
It's just New England Wrestling Superstars Live.
And you're part of the show tonight.
I am booked.
Do you know who your opponent is tonight?
I do. It's Nate Nastic, that wannabe.
Man. Nate Nastic, you have your hands full tonight because C.J. Price, I don't know C.J. Price very well, but I've seen him on... Ooh, I should turn off my phone.
You should have some damn respect.
Yeah, that's not good business.
This is a very important interview.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good respect. Whoa. I apologize. Holy cow, we have got that settled. All right, Mr. Nate Nastic, you have your hands full because Mr. C.J. Price, I've seen in the ring more than once, but not enough to really see exactly what you are capable of doing in that ring. I've seen you do some you're scaring me. Some devastating stuff. But Nate Nastic, he's in for a world of shit tonight, isn't he?
You can't even believe it, man. When I get in there with him, I'm going to wipe the floor with him. Man. Okay? You understand me?
I got you. I feel
I'm going to rise to the top just like I rose to the top in MAW.
Wow. We are at NEWS. Is this your debut?
This is my debut.
Wow. I got you on your debut for NEWS.
Yes, you did.
Wow.
And you better believe that I'm going to win this match.
So this is a high-profile match for you because this is being your debut.
Yes.
A debut is always high-profile. You gotta bring your A+ game. Yes.
Right.
All right.
And I believe Nate Nastic is also debuting.
Oh, both of you. Oh man, this could be maybe the sleeper of the night, as they say.
Possibly.
It's possibly, This is my actual first NEWS show as well.
Oh, welcome.
So this is gonna be a fun evening all around. I'm assuming because the setup. It's pretty sweet out there, I gotta say.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. What I like to do on Stirring the Pot is pull back the curtain a little bit. And I like to take the character, the gimmick, and maybe just peel it a little back, pull it back in to see who C.J. Price really is, even if that is your real name. You don't even have to tell us. You don't have to disclose that if you don't want to. Oh, okay, so we'll just keep it Mr. C.J. Price. And you could take us on maybe a roller coaster ride. You could throw us a little C.J. Price or C.J. Price. I don't know which one is C.J. Price. I mean, it's hard to tell, but maybe you could take us on a ride.
Okay.
So I'd like to learn more about C.J. Price. So let me start right in with the first time I ever seen you perform was at Battlefront Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
And I believe that was the very first show they ever had.
Okay.
And you were there amongst many that I've come to know and meet and become friends with. Not that we're really that tight because every time I try texting him, he just responds with nasty words. It's been a road that I've seen you travel from Battlefront to NEWS. Could you take us in between from Battlefront to where you are now in NEWS, please?
Sure. So I got into Battlefront through some connections I had. I don't know if you know Alading Ding.
I do know some Alading Ding, yes. I do.
He's one of the guys that got me into Battlefront, and it was a great place to be at first. But one thing led to another, disagreements backstage that I won't get into right now. And they threw me out of the company, and I've been doing MAW for about 5 years. So before I went to Battlefront, I was doing MAW in Rhode Island.
I got you. So that was more of your home base at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I also did WMWA, which was like a little underground wrestling promotion.
Okay.
That ran out of Kevin Landry's wrestling school.
Oh, all right. The Combine in Holyoke.
Yes.
Okay.
I did that for about 5 years as well.
Wow.
So I've been doing that and other various promotions, but Battlefront was very short-lived.
Okay.
Very short-lived.
Yeah, I seen you were there maybe a couple, and you know, they say wrestling card is subject to change.
Yes.
And as you moved, I kind of followed you because you know you hit the old like button on your fan page, and it shows you know where you're going and what you've got upcoming. Which a lot of guys, they don't. Not a lot of guys. I can't say a lot of guys because most of them are pretty good, but there are plenty of guys on the scene, if you will, that don't do the advertising that you should, I guess. Because it's very easy to take a page and share it or hit the like button or what have you. And I see you're pretty good with that. No matter what company you've worked for, you've always put their media out there if you're on the poster or if you're not on the poster.
I mean,
Either way.
You gotta promote the event. Eventually, I will be on the poster.
Is that a big thing for CJ though, to promote and market said show?
I want fans to be in those damn seats.
Yeah.
That's how we get better. That's how we book better venues, and that's how we get better wrestlers on the card.
Mm-hmm.
And if I face better wrestlers in the ring, that's how I get better in the ring. Because if I wrestle the same people over and over, it's not going to be fun. You know?
Correct. I totally feel you. It becomes a stale point in your career, and you're just not moving or you're not evolving. You know.
Right.
Can we talk about your character? Like,
sure.
Could you?
Sure. So
wait. Could you repeat that moniker again? Because I'm very forgetful.
The Fortunes, C.J. Price.
The
fortune of professional wrestling, of independent wrestling.
Wow, that's kind of long. I did not mean to interrupt, but is this where your character started as the Fortune?
No, I used to be the premium athlete, C.J. Price.
Wow.
But let me tell you a funny story. Before I was C.J. Price, I used to be the chosen one, C.J. Ryder.
C.J. Ryder?
And then when Zack Ryder came into WWE, I changed the name because C.J. Ryder, Zack Ryder, I didn't want to have a similar thing.
I got you.
So I changed it to C.J. Price because I love money. Price, money, you know.
Makes sense.
And then I changed it to the premium athlete because, you know, I used to think myself as a really good athlete in that ring.
Okay.
I might not be the best wrestler, but I'm pretty damn athletic.
All right. Yeah, I've seen you do some cool stuff in that ring, that's for sure.
Thank you.
So it's evolved from that into this where you are now?
Yes, the Fortune C.J. Price. I don't know if you remember the stable in TNA called the Fortune.
I do.
That's where I got the idea from.
Oh, okay. All right. Your wrestling, it has many assets to it. It's not just one style. You seem to do a few different styles. Where does that come from? Training or teaching or?
Well, I've been training on and off at Kevin Landry's for the past 7-8 years.
Oh.
I haven't been there in a little while. Money's kind of tight and other bills, you know, more important right now.
Got you.
But, you know, training and seeing it on TV and, you know, getting ideas from the top of my head. Mm-hmm. You know, things I see on the indie scene that I want to try.
The indie scene is very flourishing right now. Like, it's
getting huge.
Yeah, it's like overabundant. The most it's ever been in probably the last 10 years, no?
And there's probably about 7 groups here in Western Mass.
There is, between Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, just in those 3 states alone, as a fan, I've been able to go to a plentiful of events. You can go every single weekend, no matter what,
yes,
for wrestling nowadays. No matter what. It's easy for us, the fans, to find it on Facebook or the Twitter or such, and
YouTube,
see
CJ Price,
YouTube, and see it like, okay, X show costs $10, X show costs $15, X show costs $20, or whatever the price may be. We as fans are it's easy for us to go, all right, we're going to take the drive, go up there, check out the show, have some fun. As a worker in the industry, is it hard? Is it easy? How how are the lines drawn? Like, is it a struggle getting work with it so flourishing right now, or how is it right now?
Well, I used to wrestle every weekend when I first started for the first 5 years that I've been doing this, but then it's got to take a toll on my body and traveling and expenses, and you don't get paid much on the indies if you're not a big name.
Right. Yeah, I've definitely come to know that. That's
so
for sure.
Sometimes you don't even get paid, and sometimes you don't get that motivated to go to these shows. You know, even though I love pro wrestling, I love it to death, but I try to get as many bookings as I can now. I try to limit myself because I'm getting a little older now. I'm turning 29 soon.
As they say, wrestle smart or book smart.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And not a lot of people know this, but I'm going to start wrestling in Rhode Island for a little while.
Wait, what? That's your home base, man?
Yeah, I know.
Like wrestling just in Rhode Island or wrestling in general?
Just in Rhode Island. I've been doing Rhode Island for the past 5 years. I've won every championship MAW has to offer besides the tag team championship, but I'm not a tag team wrestler.
Right.
And I got nothing else to prove, but pretty soon I think I'm going to hang up the boots in Rhode Island and stick local. Has
that been mentioned to your peers out in Rhode Island? Or
I've talking to the higher ups. This is the first time I've mentioned it to everyone.
Wow. I think I might even clip this later and throw that out. Would that be all right? Or should I just leave it alone and wait until it comes out? Because it will be a little while. I have a lot of material before Mr. CJ Price. But I mean, I
would wait a little bit.
All right, then we'll wait. We won't push that envelope, right? We won't push that envelope. I've only done it once, and it seemed I got a good reaction. So to clip it out, hey, we'll just leave it alone. We don't want to push nothing.
I want to keep it a little surprise.
Yeah, I got you. So do you have something lined up in the future that you've already got ready, or what's going on?
I just want to stick locally. Like I said,
Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Massachusetts. I'll still support and go to the shows and stuff.
You have to, right?
Give a hand, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll come back, who knows?
You never know. Is there a time?
You never really retire in pro wrestling.
No, ever. Is there a timeline you're kind of maybe having stored for the fans or anybody? Like, once you're...
I think I'm going to keep that to myself.
Oh, come on! I'm trying here. Massachusetts is your home, obviously.
Yes. Born.
Between, as I was saying, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut, wrestling is flourishing hard right now. But even years ago, as you were growing up, wrestling was still very popular in those 3 states, and that's why it is what it is today, I think. A lot of the guys that we've known and loved that come up, the veterans now, have come from the Eastern Seaboard. And what wrestling brought you? Like, what drew you? Was it the WWE? Was it even before, like, the WCCW? Like, what brought CJ into wrestling?
I think I was about 3 or 4 years old when I first got introduced into professional wrestling.
Wow.
WWF, actually, at the time.
Okay.
I remember seeing Bret Hart putting the sharpshooter on Yokozuna.
Oh man, what a great time!
And that was what drew me in. And then I saw Hulk Hogan and all those guys, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Diesel. For those of you guys that are younger, Diesel, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, you know. Yeah, that's what drew me in, and I've been a huge fan ever since. And my first event, I was 7 years old. It was in Springfield, Massachusetts. In Your House, DX pay-per-view.
Whoa! Wow, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were brought by your parents, obviously.
Yeah, I was 7 years old. Yeah.
So they were wrestling fans, and they got you into it.
Stone Cold Mark.
So. I think if you watch the Raw reunion, like many guys don't even watch WWE now because of the way the product is, and so do you still watch the product?
Oh yeah.
So
even though it's bad, you know what I'm saying, but I'm a diehard fan. So I don't just watch WWE. I watch New Japan, I watch Ring of Honor, AEW, which is gonna be on TV soon.
Yep.
So
you try to keep a pulse on the scene, obviously, you know, because a lot of guys don't even watch the WWE product now because of how it is, or because it isn't what it was, or what have you, you know. So on the reunion show, when Stone Cold came out, That pop, dude,
that reaction
was insane. Because
I wish that I can get it. Never, though, never.
Why I say that is because right before that, after everybody was on stage and everybody was really cheering for all the people, the legends that came to that show, Hulk Hogan was the one before Stone Cold. And the pop was okay, but it wasn't the Hulk Hogan pop. Right. Then Stone Cold came out, and the place went absolutely ballistic.
Yeah, they went wild, man.
Yeah, man. So the era from Hulk Hogan to Stone Cold, I mean, it's taken over a totally different
And do you read the dirt sheets at all?
I used to regularly. I kind of sprinkle. I dabble in them.
Well, Stone Cold's beer sales went up because of his appearance.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow, that's very interesting. I did not know that. I do have to tend to read a little bit of the dirt sheets.
I sometimes do. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're way off.
Right, and that's why I pick and choose who I go to. But I go more for the source themselves, either Impact or MLW, because I do this podcast with Peasy / Slade Dangerfield, and he has a podcast, and I do a quick segment. I try to elongate it, but he cuts me back. Called the Kincaid Hotline.
Nice.
And I just throw out a bunch of information and try to get the fans, up to speed, if you will, from different organizations, and I have a lot of fun with it.
Right. Nice.
So I do kind of dabble in the dirt sheets a little bit.
You used to watch WWE, by the way?
I watch it every single week, Raw and SmackDown. Every single week.
What do you think about the product? I know this is my interview, but I want to ask you.
That's fine because, I find it because they went to that 3-hour PG-13 or 14, whatever the heck they want to call it. It's so overly... There's too much talk, obviously. That's probably like the biggest issue that I have. Even though they want to tell the story, Vince McMahon and Triple H themselves are very high on storylines. That's what invests the fans into that event, if you will, coming up, that you pay the money for, or used to pay big money for, but now you can do it on a network, which is cool. But my problem is, you don't have to do it for the first 25 minutes of Raw, and then give us a match, and then do it for another, 12, 15 minutes, and then give us a match. So that part of the product, I absolutely hate and am so fed up with, and I want to just stop watching for a year, come back and check it out, and because I've done it once.
It'll probably still be the same crap.
Yeah, it would. and I've done it once a long time ago, and when I took that year off, I missed it so much, but I wasn't missing much at the same time, and I just got right back into it like I never even took a year off.
Right.
So on that aspect, I really hate it. But I like, and it's hard because, Shane's getting the limelight. You see Kevin Owens bringing that into his storyline on SmackDown, right, which is giving him, obviously, the Stone Cold effect because now he's doing the Stone Cold Stunner. But even previous to that, he didn't even have to do that.
Right.
And he's getting that Stone Cold effect because now he's the anti-hero against the establishment.
Right. Now, let me tell you what I think.
Go ahead,
about
please.
Raw and SmackDown.
Please.
Raw has too many promos and too many damn commercials.
Yes, that is well.
And when a match is going on and they go to commercial break, that loses my interest.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe a lot of fans can contribute to that because a good match is going on and then it goes to commercial. Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna change the channel now.
Right.
Or I'm gonna have less interest when it comes back on.
Yep.
Like what happened during that 2 or 3 minutes that they weren't given the show, but now they have this little box in the corner that shows what's going on. So I think that's pretty cool.
Not every match though.
I didn't notice
Not
that.
for SmackDown. It's only like every other match, and it's not even. It doesn't even fall on the main event.
Oh, that sucks.
On most occasions.
That sucks.
If you're gonna do that, and you're gonna sprinkle it in every other match, if you will, if that's what they're doing,
Yep.
then why not sprinkle it to where you would have it on the main event, being that's the focus for your audience.
Sometimes I think WWE is all over the place. Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, they're hiring and firing writers
right,
and stuff.
Especially when they said that the fans would be in charge now, but they still have the authority figure.
Mm-hmm.
There's no real authority figure to make matches, so the wrestlers themselves make the matches.
Mm-hmm.
And then the brand split doesn't even mean much anymore because the wild card allows any wrestler to go into any brand. So
it does.
There's too many damn championships. Too many damn championships. Like the IC championship doesn't mean anything anymore, and that title is so legendary.
it should have almost the most meaning besides the WWE
world title,
Championship.
yes.
Yes.
Yes, I agree, but not my company, so.
And it's tough seeing all of these. When the Universal Championship came in and it overshadowed the WWE Championship, I'm like, what are they doing?
I don't know, man.
I was kind of deflated from that. I use that word often when it comes to wrestling, because when you get that wind taken out of you from something, it just deflates you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like whenever they introduced that big red belt and it was like the same thing, but now it's bigger than the WWE Championship, I'm like, what the hell are they doing?
It's crap. But enough about WWE.
Yeah, no.
Let's get back to me.
No, I like the perspective. I've never done that with anybody, so that's a first time perspective for the product. CJ Price, you obviously watch the product, you obviously have opinion of the product. Do you utilize some of that product, and you not stealing, but ideas, like you were saying, you those ideas, do they flow through you and you transition those into the ring?
Yes, but I change it up a little bit. I don't just completely steal it. I like that idea, but I'm gonna do it my way.
Okay.
You know?
Is there something specific that makes it yours that you could share with us?
Yes. I don't know if you're familiar, but I had a wheelchair match a couple years ago in MAW.
I'm not familiar, I'm sorry.
You need to check it out because
I
it's
will.
a damn good match.
I'll look at the vault.
Yes, MAW.
Okay.
And I got that match from a stretcher match. It's the same concept. It's just with a wheelchair.
Is that one of your favorite matches in MAW?
It is because I had so much fun. We had a lot of different ideas, and it was different. Who the fuck ever saw a wheelchair match?
When you're building a match like that and your opponent or peer behind the scenes and you're building that match, do you both get to bounce ideas off of each other?
Actually, my opponent was Dion Douglas in this match.
Oh,
and we both came up with the idea of riding on our way to MAW because we ride together.
Oh.
Yes, I broke kayfabe. I don't care.
Oh, wow.
So,
Interesting.
yes, we ride together to MAW almost every show. And we came up with the idea because we had a few going on. I was like, what can we do to blow off the shoe? Like, we needed something different. Like, we always see last man standing. We always see no disqualification matches, street fights, whatever. We never seen a wheelchair match, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one?
No, not at all. And I have to go look now because now you've intrigued me.
It was damn good. Yeah. I forgot what the show was called that we had it on, but it was not too long ago.
When you're going against a peer, obviously, a little bit more than a peer, maybe a friendship has a brood and you drive together. How can you translate violence in the ring against someone you're standing across and you're like, man, I don't want to hurt that guy?
You have to come into character, man. Wrestling, when you're in that wrestling ring, it's all action, you know?
We are live. Though.
Yeah, we are live.
We are live.
The music's on, the people are training, so excuse the loudness.
Yeah.
But when I get in the ring, it doesn't matter if my mother was across.
Whoa!
I'm gonna win that damn match.
Damn! I did not think. Well, maybe I did expect that. Never mind. Scratch that. You look like I've been to quite a few MAW shows, which stands for Mass Anarchy Wrestling. If you are not familiar,
MassAnarchyWrestling.com.
And they are out of Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Yes.
And they home out of the Chop Shop 2.
Yes.
And that's an interesting venue, might I add.
Let me tell you a funny story about the Chop Shop.
Please do.
We used to wrestle in Providence, Rhode Island. I don't know if you've ever been to that venue. Beyond Wrestling used to use that venue for their secret shows.
Oh.
At what was that street? Broadway Street in Providence.
Okay.
Yeah, Broadway Street in Providence. It was the original Chop Shop. That was a piece of crap place. Whoa. The bathroom was always clogged up.
Really?
And it was always dirty. And that place was so small.
Oh man.
And always crammed up. It was miserable. But it was a place to wrestle. So. Mm-hmm. And the reason we got kicked out is because I heard one of the wrestlers went onto the roof and started trashing the place.
Oh.
I don't know who it was. Don't ask. I might get heat for this, and I don't care because I'm retiring anyway.
Wow. Wow.
But
that is what the myth is, if you will, that somebody was trashing a joint or what have
yeah,
you?
they went on the roof or something like that. I'm not sure who it was though.
I'm not familiar with the original Chop Shop.
Yeah, the original Chop Shop. I'm glad we moved actually, because Pawtucket is a little bit closer.
And the space is pretty cool
Yeah,
over there.
yeah.
Man. That's some fun times over
Yeah,
there.
we have a better venue, and the wrestlers are more comfortable now to roam around and change.
Yeah, and it was. There's many companies that.
There's about 5 companies that run out of that place.
That home out of the
Yeah.
Chop Shop too. So like I've been to an RWA show and I've seen the setup, and then I've gone to an MAW show and the setup is different. I'm like, oh, okay. And then, you know, like everybody has their own little setup and it's pretty cool over there. And I dig the environment. Met a lot of people over there, made a lot of friendships. And
have you been to XWA Center?
Oh, I've been to XWA Center. Like, now I was driving there every single Thursday, plus their big shows on Saturdays for almost 4 months straight. And I live in Bristol, Connecticut.
Wow.
So I was actually going to that is the Chop Shop I used to really love going to, and the XWA Center, and I haven't been to in so long. The travel for me has become really tough financially.
You travel
to do
more
those.
than me.
And yeah, I was going to 12 or 15 shows a month.
Wow.
And then I pulled it back to like maybe 3 or 4 shows
I only
a
do
month.
2 shows a month.
Yeah, so I only do like 3 or 4 shows a month now.
You should become a wrestler, Don. You're too old, huh?
I've had so much fun and all of that. And I wouldn't be able to do stuff like this and meet people like you if I didn't do as many shows, though. So I really miss going to as many shows.
How did you find out about the Chop Shop?
The Chop Shop, I was going for, let's see, RWA Legacy 2017, if I'm not mistaken.
And how did you find out about MAW?
And that was on Facebook. And MAW was exactly the same, because I've seen, when I met people there, I saw some of the same faces working at MAW, and it became, hey, I wanted to check that out. And it's on Saturdays at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, which is the best part.
Yeah!
Because I get home around 5 o'clock.
Yeah, so that's why I would go to one of those shows. And even if one of like the local shows in Connecticut, I would trek all the way back. Hey, and not only that, let me rewind. There would also be another show after in the same exact venue at say 6 or 7 o'clock. RICW or RWA or whoever was doing there. WTF, outside the box. There's always something going on.
Right.
So even if I wasn't doing one of those, I would drive all the way back home and do a show there.
If you guys want to check out some quality pro wrestling, go to the Chop Shop, 225 Continent Street. In Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's wrestling there every weekend.
There is, and there's really a lot of cool people that run shows there. And the faces, you won't see, if you go to MAW, you won't see those same exact faces at RWA or RCW. You might see them integrated, but you'll never see the same rosters twice.
Right.
And that's what I like about all of the companies being in one spot.
Right.
Now, have you gone through some of those companies besides MAW?
I've been in RCW. That's how I first started off at the Chop Shop, actually.
Okay.
I didn't like how they were treating me, the management, so I moved on. No offense to anybody there. I love some of those guys. So I met somebody that introduced me to MAW. He was like, hey, check this company out. John Parrish, I don't know if you know who that is.
Not familiar, no.
DJ Crimson, he goes by that, and I forgot his other wrestling name, but he introduced me into MAW, and he was like, hey, check this company out, it's brand new. You might get an opportunity there. And the guy who runs it, his name is Jerry Charlton, but he recently retired.
Oh.
And now Izzy Starr is taking over.
Wait, really?
Which is another thing you have to keep secret.
Oh, no. Well, again, this might
Until
not...
this comes out.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Izzy Starr runs the company now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yep.
I'm sorry to hear about Jerry, because he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he's one of the best, probably the best promoter I've ever worked for.
That's some cool stuff right there.
I've also my first ever Rhode Island promotion was DWO. I don't know if you ever heard of that company.
No.
But they were around for a little while, and they used to wrestle out of Central Falls, Rhode Island.
What's the abbreviation for?
I believe it was Dynasty Wrestling something. I don't know. I forget. It was a long time ago, 2008, 2009.
Huh.
Yeah. That's when I first started wrestling, actually.
So we've talked a lot about wrestling in Rhode Island, and that's something I don't get to talk about a lot because of the guys who I've been interviewing as of late, because they've been more Connecticut-based. But there are some guys that do go to the Thursday night throwdowns in Rhode Island.
Yes.
Is that something you might be interested, or could?
I don't think I'm good enough, quite frankly.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm good enough to hang with those guys.
Wow.
Like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years. I can't do some of the things I've done 5 years ago. And I'm taking a more slow approach, and I want to stay local, like I said.
Okay.
I don't want to travel two hours anymore.
I got you. I definitely got you.
But I have wrestled at XWA Center.
Pretty cool venue.
Yeah, I wrestled in the cage for MAW.
Oh, nice.
We wrestled there about 3 or 4 times because when we got kicked out of the Chop Shop originally, we were looking for a home, and we did XWA for 3 or 4 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I seen some footage. That, you know what? Rewind. That's how I found out about MAW.
Oh,
it was footage that I seen of a show at the XWA Center. See, I need triggers sometimes.
Connect the dots, man.
Yeah, that's exactly how I found MAW.
Okay.
A big show at the XWA Center.
Yeah.
I saw that footage, and then I was like, hey, man, I gotta check this place out.
Man, I don't know if you've ever been backstage, but it's awesome.
No, I'm not backstage.
You need to go there. They have a little gorilla position.
And now it's very updated.
Yeah.
Like, compared to what it ever was. Yeah.
They have a little stage. The backstage is comfortable. They have a little TV so you can see the matches.
That's awesome, man. It's like, and I mean, that is still Matt Taven driven, yes?
I don't know who trains there anymore. I haven't been there in a little while.
Because I mean, he is the ROH champ. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm sure he visits and trains people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in so long. I missed that place, man.
We're doing a show there.
Oh, at MAW? Oh, really?
That's gonna be my last show.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, Reigning in Anarchy 5, which is our biggest show of the year.
Man.
And I might have another wheelchair match. You need to get there, man.
Why you gotta tease me like that? I
wheelchair match. Where have you ever seen that, man?
I'm gonna have to take the I'm gonna have to take the trek, man, because
and don't be surprised if any promotion steal it. I might have to trademark that.
So are you saying that a wheelchair match in XWA Center for MAW is going to be your last match?
98% yes.
Okay. What is the date on that? Could you tell us?
Sometime in September. I'm not sure about the exact date.
All right.
They haven't released that yet, but it's September.
Well, we'll have to.
And I believe our next show is August 10th. Borderline, I believe it's called.
Nice.
And I will be in a tag team match.
If you don't mind me asking, who does the media over at MAW? Because they look like they're having some fun with all of the pictures and whatnot.
Jerry himself and some guy named Dan.
Oh, okay.
Which goes to college for film.
Oh, really?
And he's really cool.
Oh. It looks like no, it doesn't look like. You guys show that you're having fun in the ring over there at MAW.
There's no backstage politics whatsoever, which is very rare in this business.
And you've integrated different things. Like, CJ Price became a champion because of, wrestlers use the word gimmick, but I like to use, creativity.
Yes.
You guys introduced the Lethal Lottery ticket.
Yes.
Can you talk about that? And for the people that have never seen MAW or heard of the Lethal Lottery ticket.
Lethal Lottery is one of our yearly events. It takes place every year around April or March. And we have 3 matches, I believe 3 or 4 matches for Lethal Lottery tickets, which is kind of like Money in the Bank.
Okay.
But without the ladders. It's pinfall submission. And we also have a Battle Royal, and we have one for the TV Championship, Tag Team Championship, and the World Title.
Wow.
So whoever wins those can cash them up to a year, just like the Money in the Bank, at any time. And I recently just lost my television title to Brother Greatness because of that thing.
I did. Hey, congrats, Brother Greatness.
No, don't congrat him. I want my rematch at Reigning Anarchy 5, even though I said I was going to retire.
Oh my. Brother Greatness is so fun.
He's Really fun to wrestle.
I love me some Brother Great. The whole congregation is a good time.
He's awesome.
Black Omega.
Yes.
The
Omega
congregation.
Black.
Omega Black.
They're gonna kill you now.
Dude, I know.
And you see him at Dust Stream, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Well, they're under the congregation moniker more than the Omega Black moniker.
Oh, okay.
So it slips. So a lot of fun. The whole bit, man.
They're all three really cool guys.
So you've just recently lost. Now, how long were you TV champ?
I think it was 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not a bad reign.
Nice little reign.
Yeah.
And in the Indies, it's hard to keep onto a belt, you know.
Yeah.
So.
And it's a. I don't want to say bad, but hassle. Very much of a hassle to carry that title around.
Being a champion. Wait, like being a champion sucks?
No, just carrying that belt.
Oh, just carrying the belt itself?
Now you want to close the door?
Oh, what? Oh, what the
What
heck?
am I, chopped liver?
I don't mean to.
Do you think that's funny? It's not funny. Now continue.
I should have done it earlier, but I don't know. There's no way they can hear us blabber over that music. There is no way.
You need to continue the freaking interview. I only got a limited amount of time. You're not even paying me for this crap. Ooh. So continue.
Wow. Ooh, man, we are. All right. Well, let's see. We are at a bar. Thankfully, there's no alcohol being served because you're not a drinker or a smoker or anything like that.
Why is that your business? Maybe I do smoke a little weed.
But hey, whoa. Hey, it's no secret.
It's legal in Massachusetts.
It's no secret with me, so I guess.
I do smell it.
Hey, that's gotta be you, man. Going to these shows and working with people you already know and are comfortable with working is one thing. But when you go to different shows and different organizations, especially if you're going to maybe stay a little bit more home-based and run into people that you haven't wrestled before, if you continue this process, is it harder to work with somebody you've never worked with, or is it easier?
Sometimes it's a little harder to wrestle people I haven't worked with because I don't know their style. I don't know what they have in mind. I had a match with Smiley, believe it or not.
Really?
If you know that. MAW March Nemesis. I do remember that pay-per-view.
Nice.
Or whatever you want to call it for indies. Me and him had a good match, but I didn't feel that chemistry with like a Dion Douglas or a Tony Clash.
Okay.
Because I've wrestled those guys before.
Yeah.
But he was fun and he blew me the fuck up. I was thrown up after that match, man.
Wow.
But he was fun, and hopefully we can wrestle again so I can do better. And he taught me a lot.
That's nice. So I've never asked this one. Do you take you just spoke of that match with Smiley, Tony Clash, Dion Douglas. Do you take something away from each match and be like, you know, I could have done this better, and next time, you know what, I'm going to do that instead of this, or follow through with this instead of... Are you always breaking it down when it comes from match to match? Do you take something away?
Yes. I always review my match. I'm my worst critic, man. I'm like, what the fuck? I could have done that better, or I botched that move, or that could have been executed better, or something like that. Or I could have sold that better. I could have make him look better than I did. And sometimes I forget spots, and I hate that. I hate that. I'm like, oh man, I forgot to do that. I'm pretty sure that's happened to other wrestlers, but
like pre-match, you're like you're going over with your opponent, okay, and you're like, okay, this and that, and bam, and bam, and you're like, yeah, man, bam, 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 and then as soon as you get out there, it's almost like you're taking in whatever you are, taking in the heat or taking in the cheer or the pop or whatever, and almost some of what you just went through in the back almost kind of disappears because you're in a different vibe, different environment.
Hey man, once you step through those curtains and you hear the crowd booing or cheering, it feels amazing.
Yeah.
And you're lost.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, this is awesome. It doesn't matter if there's 10 people in the crowd, 20, 200, 2,000. If
you seem to create the heat, if you will.
I'm pretty good at that. I don't care what nobody says.
Have you ever had any fan like legit pissed off?
Yes,
CJ?
there's this kid that lives in Providence. His name is Bobby. He goes to almost every MAW show. Okay. And he loves to heckle me, so I heckle him back. I pull his hat down. I rip his signs. I throw water at him. That's me, man. That's CJ Price. I do the dirty work.
Yeah. Yeah, and
How do you think I am as a heel? Give me your honest answer, and it better be good.
Well, like I said, you can tell you give us the heat. I mean, so it's easy for us to give you the heat. I've talked about that many a time with my interviews and stuff. Even just like talking in general to wrestlers, even referees and stuff. Your character, if you don't come out those curtains, that door, whatever, and you don't give us some kind of signal that you are a villain or a hero, a heel or a babyface, there's no telling how are we supposed to react. So every single time, and I do mean every single time you come out, we know you hate us.
Yes.
And I love to reciprocate. I try to boo as loud as I can and whatnot, and I try to reciprocate that hatred for when you come out. I try to give you that back.
Good.
You know,
that's what I want. I'm doing my job.
And exactly, because without that, and I interviewed Ryan Frost, and we talked that specifically. Character is such a main thing.
Yes.
And
if you don't have a character, then what do you have?
And you are full of character, and that was what brought that question, because as I've gone through a couple of events that you've spoke of, and I remember seeing some of the events that I've seen you at, and in the ring you're still giving the heat.
You know what? Once again, once you step through that curtain, you have to turn that volume up to 100, and it has to stay at 100 until you step back through. Because if you don't have that vibe, if you don't have that in you, the crowd's going to be dead. The crowd's not going to give you a reaction. You don't want a pin to drop and people can hear it.
Right.
You want people to boo you. You want people to cheer you. You want people to clap. You want people to say, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You want people to come back to your show. So you have to give them 110%.
It's I wish I could have seen more of your career. I mean, starting before the wheelchair match, which I gotta look at.
You have to. Maybe we can watch it after this interview. How's that?
Hey, maybe I'd be down. How many more dates do you think you have left? Is there anything scheduled post said MAW date or?
September is my last MAW show, possibly for good. And then we'll see where my career goes after that. I might just stay local until probably next year, maybe two more years, and then I'm officially gonna hang them up and just enjoy wrestling instead of taking bumps. And hey, man, I gotta think about my future. I don't want to end up in a wheelchair. I don't want to end up with concussion syndrome. I don't want to, because I've had 2 concussions in my career.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I've had 2 serious injuries. I've broken my ankle in 2011 and tore my shoulder in 2012. I didn't go for surgery for any of those. And I'm still wrestling with those lingering injuries.
And you're paying for it, I would imagine, right?
Yes.
Wow.
And it's taking a toll, man. So I gotta slow down.
So you said you've been in the game for 10
years.
10 years.
2009.
Wow.
On and off, 10 years. And never made it to WWE. That was always my dream. I'm pretty sure a lot of people's dreams to make it to WWE or whatever, big time wrestling. No pun intended for big time. Never made it, but at least I've wrestled in front of a crowd several times. I've won championships. I've had pretty damn good matches. I've had 2 ladder matches. I've had 1 steel cage match. I think I had a pretty good run. Do ladder matches really take that much off your career, as they say? I think so. Because you're bumping off ladders, you're bumping on ladders. You're trying to get that championship or briefcase up on top. And you're trying to have a good show. You're trying to have a good match and steal a show, as people would say. And ladder matches can take a toll for sure. They look brutal. I would never imagine. I think that's probably one of my most brutal matches, that and the cage match. Yeah. It took some time off my career. Man. The cage match, who were you against? Deion Douglas. That was our major blow-off, because after the wheelchair match, I attacked him, and then we had a cage match. So you have quite the rivaled history with Deion Douglas. And actually, we've feuded in several other promotions. Oh, really? Yes. No kidding. Yes. I was not aware of that. I love wrestling that guy. Yeah, he's fun to wrestle, and actually I taught him a little bit. Oh, that's nice. I kind of broke him in. Kind of.
Yeah.
Now he's doing his little thing with Bobby Otis, which is cool.
Yeah. Again, character. He comes running out with Bobby, and it's like everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? Like you take that character and do something with it.
Yes.
Don't let it be still. Don't come out and look at the crowd and wait for us to give you something.
Right.
You giving us something is how we give you something.
Right.
You know, so that
Try not to look the same as other wrestlers.
yeah, definitely. And again, I have always appreciated your character because of that, and I think that's why, you know, I'll always. I'm sorry. I'll
Now,
always.
Dante K, listen.
What?
I'm gonna give you 3 more freaking questions because time is running out.
3 more questions. Well,
3
I
more.
don't go by
See, but-
questions.
I said 3 more questions. If you don't like it, I'll walk away right now.
All right, let's see. How much woodchuck could a woodchuck chuck? Oh wait,
I'm being serious,
whoa.
man.
All right.
Before I throw your ass in that ring,
All right.
give me 3 more questions and better be good.
All right. Besides WWE, there's Impact, there's ROH, there's New Japan, and all of that. There's like these big schools. Like New Japan came out with a dojo out in LA.
Are you gonna ask me what's my favorite wrestling school?
No. I want to ask you, would you, before you were to ever maybe retire, if you will, would you ever consider of going to said New Japan dojo or something like that?
No, I want to go to Lance Cade Wrestling School because I believe he's got the best wrestling school in all of the country.
Wow. And all
Not
of
Lance
the
Cade, sorry,
Lance Storm. Okay,
sorry.
I was going to correct you, but I didn't want to get
Storm.
bitch slapped or anything, you know?
Lance Storm.
Lance Storm?
Yes,
All right.
Lance Cade, rest in peace. Lance Storm's wrestling school in Canada. That's probably the best wrestling school, in my opinion.
Would you do something like that
I
before?
would. You know that you can live with him?
Hey, man, that's a totally different topic for a
No, I'm
totally
being
different...
serious.
Oh, okay.
You can. That's part of the wrestling
That's
school.
part of the gig?
Yeah.
Wow,
It costs like $5,000, but...
Is it months that you train
I
with
think
him?
it's 3 or 4 months
Yeah.
that you live with him and train with him.
Because I heard as an average, schools will do like a 3-month kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it's kind of like Bad Luck Fale. He has a program as well.
Okay.
Yeah, in Australia. Yeah.
That's interesting. See, I learned something new today. That's interesting.
But locally, I believe the best wrestling school is pro wrestling. Yeah, with Brian Fury.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Man, what a career he had. That was a lot of fun. And my father, I go to stuff with my dad. He's retired, and that's kind of, we keep each other company like that, you know? And we go into the shows, and one of them was actually Brian Fury versus Tommy End.
Oh, nice. Tommy End.
And they were both...
He's on WWF Aleister Black.
Yes, and they were both on their farewell tour. One was for
okay.
retirement, and one was coming off the
But
indie
Brian
scene.
Fury came back.
Yeah, he did one.
What about this? What would you say a match between Brian Fury and CJ Price?
Wow, is that something you could make happen? I mean...
I don't know, but I'm asking you how you think that match would turn out.
Well, right.
If I prepared 100%.
Well, I mean, you're honestly asking me. I got Brian Fury. I mean, I don't know if
I know Brian Fury would probably whip my ass.
I could. I don't know. He's a big dude. I'm not saying you can't hold your own and you're not athletic in your own right, like we spoke of at the top of this interview. But Brian Fury, a wily veteran of the game,
Yes.
a student of the game,
10 times better than me.
teaches like the craziest names that are in. Look at the Viking experience, are they called?
No, Viking Raiders.
I don't even know what they're called nowadays. It's hard to keep track because WWE makes so many different new names. But look at the people that have come out of that school that are doing stuff. Evolve, Beyond, ROH, WWE.
And Evolve is on WWE Network now, so that's awesome.
Beautiful. AG versus Josh Briggs.
Yeah, that's pretty
Is
cool.
that something, I mean, so
cool.
effing cool or
And
what?
congrats to those guys, man. Seriously.
Whenever I heard the announcement of that, I just kind of shit myself, to be honest with you, because I love both of those guys, and they're, like I said, they're homegrown
And
guys.
I don't know if people around here know this, but AG used to be a ref.
I have seen him as a ref. Now I caught him way back when he was doing Future Stars of Wrestling or something in Las Vegas.
I caught him at PvP.
PvP.
Yeah.
Nice.
He used to do
Yeah, he
PvP.
was a regular over there for a while. Before you would retire, who would you want to, like, really legit, if you put a date on 2020 September 7th, that's it, I'm done, but I want to fight this guy. Who is it?
That's a tough question. I got 3 people in mind. Can I say 3?
You can say whatever you want. This is your interview.
Because it's tough. Deion Douglas, because that's who I first wrestled ever in a professional wrestling ring.
And he came first right off the mat. Interesting.
And me and him have really good chemistry, so I think we would have a great match together again. God rest his soul. I would love to wrestle Eddie Guerrero. I know that would probably never happen even if he was alive, but that guy is incredible in the ring, and I know a lot of people say that, so it's kind of cliche. And number 3 is you, Don. So I can whoop. No, just kidding.
I can't breathe, man. I can't breathe, dude. You can't do that.
But to be honest, I would love to wrestle Kenny Omega because he's awesome, and he's one of my favorites in wrestling right now.
And to be honest with you, I mean, what he did in New Japan and what he's doing in AEW, I mean, a lot of guys, I think he's changed the game a little bit. He's one of those guys that, you know, like come every so often that really catch your eye, a Stone Cold, a Rock, or what have you. Omega is...
He's got it.
He's definitely one of those guys, man.
He's top 5 wrestlers on the planet right now.
And
if not the top.
And you started that list with Deion Douglas. That's amazing.
I just told you, me and him started pretty much at the same time. And I met him when I first moved into the neighborhood that I live now. I've been living there for 12 years in Springfield. I'm not going to name the street because I don't want people to stalk me like you.
Hey, I wouldn't have... I could. I'll ask him after. Well, yeah.
And, yeah, me and Deion has a very long history together, so yeah.
Well, I cannot, and I hope Mr. Deion Douglas sees this because I would love to interview him and see how he feels about said
Deion
rivalry.
Douglas is a very hard guy to get a hold of.
Really?
Because he doesn't have a cell phone.
Oh, wait, is he one of those off-the-grid guys?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
The only way that you can communicate with him is through Xbox.
No wonder. I definitely don't got that. No wonder why I haven't received a response from him since like 2017. No wonder why.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Huh? Again, I learned something.
Yeah.
Hey. Is there anything that you would like to say to the fans, to your peers? Because I feel that he's wanted me to wrap this up a while back. And
take off my glasses.
All right, wow.
I want to thank everyone, especially everyone who supported me to come out to these wrestling shows over the past 10 years. And thank you, Dom.
Oh,
shake your hand this time.
Thank
for
you.
this interview.
I appreciate it.
I've been asking for a few weeks, and you've been blowing me off.
I feel bad.
You shitbag. And you better not edit that out, because I'll be watching this video.
I never take anything out, and I deserve that. I'm sorry.
And I hope you guys, if you guys do come out to this New England Wrestling Superstar show, and apologize for the background music. And hopefully I have a good match today against Nate Nastic. He's going down. Trust me. And that's all I have to say.
All right. Well,
and don't forget, the Fortune CJ Price. Ladies and gentlemen, if I were you, I will go all in on me.
Wait, what are you doing? No, don't be doing that. No, we had such a good... I thought it was a good interview. Well, I've had yet another walk-off on Stirring the Pot. Holy crap, I cannot believe this. I did not expect this. Well, Mr. CJ Price, it was a pleasure having you. And I appreciate your time. We are at the St. Stanislaus Club for NEWS, New England Wrestling Superstars. And this was Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid. And my very special guest over here, the Fortune, CJ Price.